Hey, what's up, guys? I just got home. I got a whole bunch of movies today from Cash America. They had to sell like you get 10 movies for $5. I cannot wait to watch them after I take my shower and clean up. Okay, but anyway, I told you guys I was gonna post this about this big government kind of like it's not a government secret, but it's like they cover it up. I feel like the government has something to do with it or whatever because the government they control everything and they can find out anything they want. Okay, it's this thing on the internet called Deep Web, and if you guys don't really know about it, you guys need to be more aware. I've never actually been on the deep web, but I've heard hundreds beyond hundreds of stories of people talking about it online, and I did my own research. Now, the deep web is like you know how they have Google and Yahoo? The deep web is not, it's like that, but it's not, it's a search engine, but it's not a search engine you can just type in. Like, for example, if you type in the deep web on Google, it's just going to give you details of what it is and maybe people's stories and stuff like that. You can't actually get on it. It's a browser called Tor that they say you have to use, and it's supposedly supposed to make you anonymous and you can get on there and stuff like that. And what they do is you have to pay Bitcoins to get in the chat room. They say it's beyond thousands of chat rooms. On the deep web, they have secret documents. They have child pornography, which is sad. They have cookbook on how to cook humans. They have human experiments, which most likely those are homeless people. They have people being tortured and murdered. They have hitmen on there. They have it's just a whole bunch of stuff. One guy's story shocked me. He said he went on there and he ran across like an alien type creature, and he said the alien was like doing all kinds of moves and degrees that we don't even have, and he was moving, and he said as soon as he saw that, it cut off, and then some government people had came and knocked on his door and was asking him, what did you see, and all kinds of questions and stuff like that, and he became a target and stuff like that. But it's just like everybody who shares their story says that they went on there out of curiosity just to see what it was. And I understand curiosity, but they just probably didn't believe her. They wanted to just see, is it really real? Or most guys will go on there because they want to see what type of really raw porn they have or whatever. So they'll get on there, but in everybody's story online, it says they've been on there. They tell right before they tell the story, do not go on the deep web. They've had bad experiences on there. Like, for example, when I tell you guys stuff like this, so you know what type of people that we have in this world. And when I tell y'all stuff like this, it'll give you a deeper look into what type of low-level people are out here. It's not just about people that kidnap people and murder them and people that molest children. It is way, way, way deeper than that. Like, we have some real live demons in human flesh that's on this earth. Like, for example, this one story, this lady was saying this man was saying he went on there and he went in the room, and right when he first got on the deep web, it was a guy talking to him on the computer like, what are you here for? Are you ready to see this? And blah, blah, blah. Some anonymous person was typing it to him. Like, and the way he was describing it sounded like Satan himself was talking. But anyway, he said he went on there. He said it was a lady that was drugged up. He said she was on the table. These guys were cutting her. And people in the chat room that paid to see it were like, slice her throat or cut her head off, cut her arm off, poke her, stab her more and stuff like this. He literally said it was like 6 guys just ripping this woman to shreds. And as soon as they detached her head, like they sawed off her head, they said a guy had started having sex with her dead body. Now, I want y'all to think of the mindset that someone has to have to actually literally have sex with a woman while she's getting mutilated. It's like that's on a whole nother demonic level. And let me get away from the deep web subject for a moment. I uploaded Ed Gein on my page, and I'm still trying to get out of erasing stuff. Ed Gein killed a lot of women, sewed their skin together, and dressed up in their skin, and like he was putting on a fashion show and stuff like that. Think of the mindset. Like, don't just take what I'm saying and run through it so briefly. Think of the mindset that a person has to have to literally slice up a person, skin them, sew their skin together, take time to sew their skin together, and dress in their skin and dance around. That's way beyond just being satanic. That's the actual devil with no remorse, nothing. You have to literally be detached. No line of communication with the Most High, and just strictly just be a devil. Another guy, Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't even like to go to funerals. I feel uncomfortable seeing a dead body in the casket. I could never be a mortician and work on dead bodies. I'm not saying I'm saying it does freak me out. I don't want to see that or whatever. I don't want to be around dead bodies. Not that I think they're going to come alive and kill me. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. So imagine actually killing somebody multiple people cutting up their body parts and like putting them, storing them in your house and stuff like this. It was another. I don't know if it was Edging or another one. Guy killed his mother and was having her dead corpse, and it's like it's a lot of people in this world are not humans. Everybody is not. It doesn't have a beautiful soul, beautiful spirit. Everybody is not just on a certain kind of frequency. That's like the lowest of the low frequency. That's not even on a human level. Forget about spirituality level. That's not even on a human level. That's only a devil can do that and feel no shame, feel no guilt, feel no remorse. That is like really disgusting to know that I stay in a world with people like that. That's why I do want kids, but then I'm kind of, because if something happened to my kid, I'm gonna be like really just in shock. It's kids that go missing and they be on a deep web. They actually have people. Listen to this. We have people in this world that go to the chat room and watch a baby, a 2-year-old, get raped by a grown man and then killed. It's like, and people are typing, "Oh, get him." Can you? What type of people are they? And these are people that have money, because a lot of people that go on the deep web. I'm not gonna lie, it costs money or whatever, from what I've heard. So it's like that's why I always tell people, be very careful with what you put on your internet. Y'all talking about me, um, being careful about what I put on the internet and exposing these secrets. Y'all don't feel no fear shaking your butt on the internet and being half dressed and enticing people. And that's something people should be like, don't put that on there. You don't know who watching you. Everybody is not watching you twerk and shake your butt on the internet just to get hard, and excuse my language, but just to get hard or play with themselves or whatever. Everybody's not watching for that. It's some people that's literally looking at you thinking, how can they chop you up? How can they get you, drug you, and then have multiple men kill you and chop you up and rape you? It's everybody not looking and getting turned on like that. Or they getting turned on in a demonic way, like, how can I cut this girl head off and bury it? Like, you don't know who's watching you. And it's certain children. This is not directed at one person. I'm talking about in general. It's a lot of kids I see on the internet, like, they be dancing. They had one guy on the internet who was whooping his daughters because he came in the room and saw them twerking on the internet. And he was like, "Oh, y'all being a little which I felt like that was inappropriate. He could have did that off camera, but in general, he was trying to get the attention. Don't do that. But it's like, you doing that on the internet. If your child is on the internet dancing with a whole bunch of other girls or stuff like that, or twerking, or licking her tongue out and stuff like that, number one, people are automatically going to think that you're like a neglectful parent, and they're going to come at you kind of like, okay, she's not being watched, because if she was, her parents would notice. And then what they can do is they can look through the comments and they can see if anybody knows this person, and they can like for example, let's say your cousin or something types in, "You go girl," they can go on the cousin page, or they can go on the sister page, and then they can be like, "Oh, this person stays here, maybe she stays here," and they can do you don't know what these people are doing. They also that say they look for children on the internet so they can go auction them off and kind of like hostel. That's a good example how they had the passports, and as soon as they checked into the hotel, the guy put it in, and so all these rich people were seeing how these people checked, and they was auctioning, "Oh, I want this person for 100 million. I want to kill them for this and this and that," and then they got tricked. Just like another example, even though this is a slavery movie, 12 Years a Slave. Remember how those two white guys, they came up to that black guy and they were like, "Oh, we want you to work for us, blah, 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 blah." And then they finessed him, got him drunk, and he woke up and he was in slavery. Like, you got to start, like, looking at it, stuff like this. Like, be very weary. And I'm even more weary and not trusting the people. You know, where I used to just jump in cars with people, it's a guy that came up to me the other day and was like, "Come on, I want to give you a ride," talking real fast and stuff like that. And I was like, "Oh, no, I don't care if I have to walk a far way when I get off the bus to go to my apartment. I don't do that no more. I don't just jump in the cars with anybody." Because number one, I'm even more on guard with what I do now, because I'm speaking and I'm speaking out, exposing stuff. So it's kind of like, it's people that don't like that. It's people that don't like to be exposed. So they might haven't been there. You don't know. I don't trust nobody. Now, I don't trust anybody. And I'm just being honest with you. My heart is not cold, but it's more like I'm not as giving, or I'm not as sweet as I used to be. I'm more on guard. Whereas I used to be like, love to give to the homeless and stuff like that. My grandmother told me, "Stop giving to these men. Don't give no more men no money." And we used to always have debates about that. Like, I used to be like, "That's not right. They're homeless." Like, "No, let the man work. He's supposed to work. Don't know women getting no man no money." And I started noticing it too. I'm getting aside from the deep well, but I had started noticing it too. I was like, This one guy at the bus stop, I used to always see homeless, really bad off. Don't even really have no decent shoes on his feet. He was crying one time at the bus stop, begging God, blah, 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 and just sad. And I felt sorry for him. And I had bought 2 sodas. I had chips. I gave him my 2 sodas and chips because I was like, I had stuff at home. Then I give him $1 and then two. And I started noticing every time he see me, he was expecting something. And one time I didn't have nothing. I really didn't. I had just smitten. He looked at me when I said, oh, I don't have it today. He looked at me like I had slapped his mama or something. And it's like, it's just certain, like, it's certain people in this world that just are put here to try to purposely take advantage of people. And you never know why he's struggling now. Like, he could have probably did some horrible stuff, and that's his punishment. Because it's certain people that go through stuff, but it's some people that really, really go through it and struggle, and you don't know what their past life was, or what they did in the past life, or what they did on this earth to get that way. Because God is a just God, and He's very merciful. Whatever. Not saying that nobody can struggle, but He's a just God. Just like me. I've been through a whole bunch of stuff in my life, been betrayed so many times, been hurt so many times, but I've never seriously just been hurt to the point where it's like I can't get back up. It's like I went through just enough. God knew what I could bear. I went through just enough just to be like, I can dust myself off, and I'm even stronger than I was before. And I'm being dead serious. Sometimes I fall weak, sometimes I may fall off, but I never go back to what I used to be. And I'm telling you that dead on. I'm looking at you. I never go back to doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Certain things like being promiscuous out there. Certain things like stealing from stores. I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. And I stepped myself up spiritually a lot. So I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, sometimes I go through a little mild depression and stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes I'm working on my agitation and stuff like that. But I'm not like just what do you call it? A firecracker. I'm not just like that anymore. Where I'm just blowing up. And it's really hard sometimes because people do agitate me. But I'm getting there. But anyway, like I said, you guys have to be way more careful with your surroundings and start watching people, not be on guard. Like, everybody come up to you, you got to be like, what are you up to? Nothing like that, but just like really start paying attention to people. And I'm learning that more, and I'm being more weary of people that come around me. So I just want to share that. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm going to take a shower and watch my movies. Have a good night.